Luis Felipe Scolari felt the wrath of Palmeiras fans recently. Tim Vickery's notes from South America. Palmeiras coach stoned by own supporters last week on its way to a Copa Libertadores match. A team coach was attacked, bringing back memories of last year's controversial final, when the second leg between River Plate and Boca Juniors could not take place in Buenos Aires. The match, of course, was switched to Madrid after River fans greeted the Boca team bus with a shower of bottles. But there was a difference in last week's incident. As they approached the stadium for Wednesday night's home match, the coach of Brazilian club Palmeiras was stoned by a group of its own supporters. Palmeiras are the reigning Brazilian champions, and they shrugged off the scare by beating Junior of Colombia by 3-0. It was the third victory in 4 Libertadores matches, taking them very close to qualifying for the knockout phase with 2 games still to go. Their only previous Copa Libertadores title came 20 years ago. Winning this year's competition is the club's maximum ambition, and, so far at least, things are not going badly. Complaints could be made about the pragmatic style of play under veteran coach Luis Felipe Scolari. In terms of results, though, Palmeiras are not a team which is drastically underperforming. But, the previous Sunday, they had been eliminated at the semi-final stage of the São Paulo State Championship. At home to São Paulo FC in a one-off game, they had been held to a goalless draw and then beaten on a penalty shootout. It was this defeat that evidently outraged some of the supporters. Earlier in the week, the walls of the club's stadium had been daubed with protests attacking some of the players and administrators. After the incident, Scolari and the players did their utmost to play it down. It is clear, though, that such behavior should not be allowed to be seen as a normal part of the matchday experience. In the other semi-final, Corinthians came through penalty shootout to beat Santos. The first leg of the final was on Sunday, in São Paulo's ground, and, as has become the norm with big games in the city, with no away fans, Corinthians were surely correct to make the point that if the bus was attacked by fans from any team, they would not take the field. Fortunately, there were no incidents and the game went ahead as planned, the two teams playing out yet another goalless draw. The title will be decided this Sunday. Expand responded to racism in the perfect way. Paddy Agnew expand Argentine teams struggling in Copa Libertadores. Tim Vickery expand remembering Jimmy Greaves. Brian Glanville. One clear conclusion from the whole incident is that the importance of local rivalries in Brazil is undiminished in such a giant country, where a genuinely national championship did not get underway until 1971. It is inevitable that the history of the game has been built on local derbies. These days the state championships, one for each of the 27 states, have lost much of their prestige, and drift along listlessly for months, but the closing stages, with the big teams taking each other on, are high-tension affairs, capable of mobilizing emotions and causing the downfall of coaches. The other is that football stadiums in Brazil, in keeping with the wider society, have become depositories of anger, factories of indignation. Every stone thrown at their own team by Palmeiras fans causes another rip in the country's image as a capital of happiness, and it surely helps explain why so many of these big local finals are scrappy, low-scoring affairs. If even successful sides can face the wrath of their own fans, is it any wonder that teams are too afraid to take risks? Don't forget to follow World Soccer on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Let's block ads. Why?